What is psychology? Psychology is made up of two Greek words, psych, logos. Psych means mind or soul, logos means study of. So the term itself defines itself. Psychology is the study of mind or soul. However, over the years, various psychologists came and redefined. According to the modern definition of psychology, psychology is the science of mind and behavior. In this definition, we will look at the most important three terms that we used: science, mind, and behavior. Let's see what these three terms signifies. When we said that psychology is the study of mind or soul, it is a different concept. But when we say it is a science of mind and behavior, it is something different. Study is a very generalized concept, but science proves that this thing has been studied over years. Various research and observation have been made, then only these theories came into existence. It also says that empirical methods have been used to collect, interpret, and analyze the data. Then we will look at the second term, mind. First of all, let's clear the concept of what is mind. So if we say that if I ask people, they often confuse it with brain. But I would like to clear it. Brain is a physical part of our body. It can be located, it is divisible, it can be seen, it occupies space. However, mind is an abstract concept. We cannot see mind, we cannot locate mind, we cannot find mind. Mind is a very complex concept which psychologists have been trying to define over the years, but it's still a mystery. However, the complex functionality of brain is known as mind. Our mind constitute of these complex processes like thinking, problem solving, decision making, learning, forgetting, and whatnot, including reasoning and everything we think about. So various cognitive processes which are complex is mind. Then the third one, behavior. Behavior is something we can observe, we can see. The way a person acts or reacts to the situation, to its surrounding, is the behavior of the person. So behavior is actually physical. It is something the way we express ourselves through our bodies, and psychology actually studies the interrelationship of mind and behavior. Now, let's look at the goals of psychology. The goals of psychology is to describe, to explain, to predict, and to change. What? Behavior. Yeah. The first of all, the goal is to describe the behavior. It solves the question of what. What is the person's problem? What is the person behaving like? So when a client comes to a psychologist, the first question which the psychologist looks for is what? What is the behavior? What is the problem? The second is to explain. The psychologist tries to use his or her knowledge and applies the principle to explain why the person is behaving in a certain way. The third, he predicts the person's future behavior or future actions by the details given by the client. He looks at its past behavior and then predicts what and when can the person behave like this. And the fourth and most important one is to change. The psychologist applies the therapies and various methods to change the behavior into a constructive one. This is how the psychologist tries to solve your problem. He tries to describe your behavior, explain why you are behaving like that, predict what and how you can behave in a certain way, and then change the behavior. And the basic aim of psychology is to apply accurate knowledge and improve lives of people. To understand psychology in a better way, let's look at how it evolved through the years. So initially, psychology was not even there. The two terms, the two study you can say, which contributed to this field is philosophy and physiology. These two terms have a great impact and contributed many theories because of which psychology came into existence. So earlier, a French philosopher, René Descartes, he described psychology as the study of soul. But throughout the years, it kept on changing. His concept of dualism spoke a lot about psychology. It stated that mind and body are two separate entities, but they interact through pineal gland, which is deeply located inside our brain. Then many psychologists contradicted and came up with the theory of interactionalism, which stated that mind and body impact and influence each other. Later, Wilhelm Wundt, who is also known as the father of experimental psychology, formed the first laboratory at the University of Leipzig. So this is from where the psychology began. Formal research for psychology also began there. Even many psychologists later came and described the concepts in different ways, and that is how the schools of thought came into existence. Wilhelm Wundt contributed to the first school of thought, that is structuralism. Structuralism defines that psychology should be studied by dividing the mind into its various components and studying in detail about those components. Later on, functionalism stated that instead of focusing on the structure of mind, we should focus on the function of our mind. School of thought, the Gestalt psychology, spoke that the whole is greater than the sum of its part. That means we should study mind as a whole and we should not divide it into its various components and then study. This highly criticized and contradicted the first school of thought, structuralism, which talked about breaking the mind into its various components. Then came the behaviorist. The behaviorism is the school of thought in which people believed that instead of focusing on the cognitive processes, we should focus on the behavior, something which we can observe and measure accurately and scientifically. Then later, the psychoanalytic concept also came, the humanistic concept and the cognitive concept. The psychoanalytic concept came up with Freud, which we'll cover in detail. Freud came up with many theories that led to the developmental psychology and various streams of psychology. The humanistic psychology actually believed that all humans are good and they have the potential to do good. The cognitive psychology again talks about the cognitive processes and how important it is, how it affects our body. So these are the basic schools of thought which we'll cover in detail from the next video. Do let me know if the video was helpful, and I tried my best to make it as creative as I could. So please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment and share, and please share this with your friends. I hope it will be useful. Thank you so much. Meet you soon with the next video.